Yes, I do identify as European. I also obviously identify as a German, which is my home country, but I'm always saying that I also identify as someone coming from North Rhine-Westphalia, which is the region where I'm from, and even the village where I'm from. So I'm also saying that I'm a Völlinghauser, because we have a very strong local identity here. I would say personally that there are many formative European moments for me. As a student of European politics and European studies, I just had a lot to do with that, and I always questioned myself and my identity within the European context. But maybe the most formative one, or the one I realized my European identity the most, was when I started working in Brussels for my first internship there, and really experiencing how all the cultures and nationalities came together in this one city, and being at the heart of the European Union institutions was for me the most formative European moment. The worst moment in recent European history is, in my opinion, still the Second World War. I know that there are many bad moments that came afterwards, but for me that was the ultimate catastrophe in a way that happened to Europe and in Europe. And also it was in some way the worst moment, as it triggered so much good development afterwards. So I think it was for me really the low point of European history, which is why I would name that one as the worst European moment. The best moment in European history, having studied European history for so many years, I could name you way too many moments for this video, but for me still the best moment is the Treaty of Rome, and the first European conference. Is the first moments and instances where European politicians came together and agreed and decided how they envision and want to see their Europe in the future after this catastrophe of the Second World War. They all sat together and voluntarily agreed to work together and make our future in Europe better. So I think that's still the best European moment, as it influences all our lives so tremendously until today. Naturally, I think the best thing the European Union has offered me so far in my life was the freedom of movement. Without this, my life would have turned out so different. Due to the freedom of movement, I had a chance to live and study in the Netherlands, to live and study in the UK, to move around Europe freely for internships, travels, visiting friends. I don't know if my group of friends would be so multinational without the freedom of movement, because this way we can visit each other over a weekend. We can go together on holidays, which is a great opportunity to really live the European lifestyle in a way. So I think the freedom of movement is definitely the best thing the EU has done for me personally. There are many things that I want the EU to achieve by 2030, and I think, or I fear, some of them are maybe too ambitious. But the one thing I think we can work on and is realistic to achieve by 2030 is return to the unity we once had, so that the EU becomes again this one more or less ideologically coherent continent and political union, that we work together to a better future. So I think this way, the more we work together, the easier it will be to achieve other goals, like being a leader in climate change, working together to fight rising populism and anti-European movements, to help in our neighborhood to establish peace and freedom. So I think there are many goals that the EU should achieve, but by working together and keep the unity together, all these goals will become a bit more realistic.